Goosebumps is rated GB7 because it may be too spooky for Goosebumps fans under 7.
Hello, Goose. Why not? Let's tackle this. I could do a rewrite of Beware the Snowman, but guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to try to predict what the stupid writers, no offense, but they kind of deserve to be called stupid because they took the easy way out and their stupid outlining crap. And we're going to talk about what they would have done, maybe, in Beware the Snowman, the episode. I'm going to go with what Paparina told me, and we'll get to it. So first things first is most likely they don't have Chicago involved. No. Instead, it's just going to be in Sherpia already. Yeah, it's just like, yeah, my name is Jacqueline and I live with my aunts. We were in Chicago, but now we're in this dump. It's kind of a ghost town. It's called Sherpia and it's always snowy and there's no one around except for snowmen. And of course, then she sees lots of snowmen, or basically shows shots of a neighborhood with lots of snowmen around. And it's like, yeah, and weirdly enough, I remember this poem. And then we see her walking, and then eventually she sees Eli and Rolanda. And Rolanda's like, you see that mountain over there? You should never go in that mountain. Why? Well, bye. What? So it's just like, no one's going to tell me what to do. And she goes up the mountain, and then, of course, we see a shack. I guess the sad part has to be the fact of the mountain. It's like, I guess technically they can, yeah, that'll be another CGI moment, or it's like they'll have a mountain, and then they just have another set stage. So this is set stage number 2. And then up on the mountain, there's a shack. And it's like, oh, and I'm pretty sure the shack is actually near the opening of the ice cave, just to make sure they can cut costs a little bit more, because they have to actually do something somewhere. So then she goes into the shack, and then they see, she eventually sees Comrade. No dog. Sadly, no dog, of course. They written out the dog. And Conrad's like, be careful. Next door is this cave right here, the ice cave. And you shouldn't go in it because evil is inside of it. Evil. And she returns home, and then, of course, she continues the monologue again. That's to be jump. Wait, was there any jump scares in this? I think, yeah, a little bit. The snowman scares her. So, yeah, throw in some of those, because they have to do jump scares and cut to commercial. But anyways, she notices that the place is still empty. So we get her monologuing again, being like, yo, I'm walking home. As I'm walking home, I just continue to notice this place is pretty empty. Nowhere are people around. No one at all. All it is just these stupid snowmen. And then she actually bumps into Rolanda. It's like, Rolanda's like, it's like, I went up in the mountain. It's like, oh my gosh, you did? It's like, yeah. And what's going on really? You gotta tell me. It's like, okay, I'll tell you. I'm pretty sure at this point, because there's another scene where you need a church out of nowhere. So I'm pretty sure it won't be a church. If anything, they might actually go to a crazy part and be like an igloo, or, just an igloo. That would be kind of cool because there are kids that live in there. It's like, instead of being like, oh, we just randomly go to a church because the church will actually maybe protect them, question mark. But it's like, nah, go to a freaking igloo. So she's like, okay, I'll tell you, but come follow me though. We got to go somewhere secret. So they go to an igloo. They go inside the igloo, and then she tells a story about there were these 2 sorcerers, and they messed around with magic, and then all of a sudden they created an evil snowman. And then, of course, well, Jacqueline's like, I don't believe this. It's pretty stupid. And then Eli's like, no, I saw it. I really saw it. And then she just starts thinking about, this does remind me of that poem again. I don't know why. This poem keeps on coming to my head. And then she actually is now like, well, fine. If there's an evil snowman, I would like to see it. And it's like, no, it's not a good idea. Don't do it. It's like, it's okay. All you got to do is just distract this old man Conrad over here, and I'm going to go and see for myself. It's like, no, you're shooting. It's like, come on. It's like, fine, but don't say we didn't warn you. And then she goes in to see, there's an evil snowman. The evil snowman asks her name. The evil snowman does what he does in the book. I am your father. Dude. And those wretched women did this to me. Your mom and your auntie. They turned me into this. and I have to wait 10 years for this to get rid of me, get off of me so I can be free. And I need you. I need you to get rid of this. It's like, yeah, it's like, oh, so that's why my auntie came here to renew it after 10 years. And auntie shows up, dun, dun, dun. It's like, no, he's telling a lie. He's not your dad. Your dad were the sorcerers that actually did, you actually summoned him. And then she actually said, here, I even brought this poem book. It's like, why didn't, yeah, so they have to iron that crap out. Yeah. Because the whole thing of where she actually went back and looked for the book before she went there. But anyways, whatever. It's supposed to be 30 minutes. Actually 22 minutes. Anyways, she finds the poem. Thank goodness that the aunt actually brought the poetry book, in quotations, poetry book. Bonus points if they're gonna reuse something. Because I would prefer they reuse a prop just to add a simple nod. Because, well, notice people are lazy, and I don't remember if I did the whole Slappy in TV world. I think I never did it. But anyways, the writers were so lazy slash the prop people are so lazy that in Bride of Living Dummy, they used all the dummies they had so far and put them all over the freaking workshop just so they can show that Slappy destroyed his competition. In this case, I'm like, do the same thing too. Remember, the Scarecrow Walks at Midnight? Remember Stanley's spell book? Get that prop, put it in here. So she has the book for Scarecrow Walks at Midnight. Hey, hey. So it's like a volume of spell books. Anyways, she finds the poem. She frees the snowman. Do whatever you wish. In this case, it's like, what will they do with the snowman? It's like, I don't think it's a good idea to bring a demon out. I guess they could actually do the smartest thing ever, is just put a freaking creep mask over his face. And there you go. It's a creep. Oh my gosh. Yeah, but of course you have to spray paint or paint it or do whatever to the mask to make it red. And then, okay, in this case, it's like, well, what to do now? Because now the monster is free. There is no snowman. So what happens? I guess Comrade comes and he's like, oh, no, you don't. And then uses spells, uses powers instead. Because it's like, in the book, Comrade just said, attack by snow people. Instead, it's like, yeah, why don't he misuse his freaking powers? He's a sorcerer, right? So he should have been like, bloosh, ah! Yeah, I'm pretty sure he could just do that instead of turn him into a snowman anymore. It's like, yeah, just freaking just go bloosh and he's just destroyed. There you go. It's like, come on. Comrade's been there for what, 10 years? You're telling me he couldn't actually study and be like, how to vanquish this guy? How to vanquish this guy? And he's just been there doing what exactly? It's like, yeah, so it's like this episode version will basically be like, yes, honey, I am your father, and I spent a decade trying to find the right spell to vanquish him. And finally, I found it just yesterday. But I had to actually rest because that took a lot of strength out of me. So you actually came at the time before I actually was able to end him. But thank goodness you are safe, my daughter. And then there we go, and they all hug, and then maybe you do like some weird, like, nod. It's like, yeah, it's like, there you go, my daughter. But then or something. So it's like he vanquished him, and I guess, well, he vanquished him, and he just turns into snow flurries or something. Or it's like, yeah, it's like, even though he's a lizard person, it just, and maybe it turns into yellow snow. Ew, gross. Or dust, maybe yellow dust. And then as soon as it turns to yellow dust, then it's like, yeah, so now you see the snow forming again. You just see a snowball. It's like, yeah, while they hug, you see in the background snowballs, and it's like, what the frick? And then, of course, you have maybe the aunt being like, oh my gosh! It's like, oh crap. It's like, yeah, because, well, it's either we do happy ending of where he hugs her and then there we go, or we could do like many other ideas where it's like either A, monster's gone, happy ending, B, he reforms as a snowman and it's like, oh my goodness, no. Or C, while they're hugging and embracing, he reforms quickly as a snowman. And he's like, I got you now. It's like, yes. It's like, yeah, something like that. So it's like, I don't know. Good ending would be great. It's like the book has a good ending. So why not just leave the good ending? But there's two other options as well. So there you go. There's my rewrite slash the script for the book. I did outlining. I did outlining their way, saying screw the damn dog, screw the damn freaking snowman, and screw the church, screw every extra piece that you need to happen. Like screw all of that crap. Have a scary day. Have a scary night.